morning, everyone. Wow. Every time I see that video, I get chills. Welcome. This is incredible. I hope you've had a chance to get a preview of some of the experiences that we've built today, and I hope you're getting warmed up. So let's get started. I want to start by opening up your imagination. I want you to think about a castle. It's not hard. It's not hard to conjure up an image in your mind. Think about a castle. You got it? I bet most of you thought of something that looked a little bit like this. Spires, points, maybe a moat, a drawbridge, big wooden door. I bet some of you also might have thought about that other castle in Orlando, Disney's Magic Kingdom. That was the first thing I thought of. Think about a used car salesman. You got it? You got the image in your mind? I bet some of you thought about something like this. Wormwood. He was the first thing I thought of from Matilda. You probably think about somebody who's thinking about trying to sell you a used car with 104,000 miles on it and convincing you that you need something. Now, I want you to picture something else. Picture the biggest breakthrough that's occurred in your lifetime. The biggest breakthrough. I bet for some of you, it was a moon landing, Apollo. Was it the internet? Was it the World Wide Web? Was it the iPhone? Was it any other kind of technology? I bet somebody in the room today is thinking about this, winning the World Series. As a Cleveland Indians fan, it still burns me, but I can be happy for you. There's no right or wrong answers here. And I didn't plant any kind of pictures around the room to kind of seed your memory or to kind of seed the pictures that you'd think of. But the point is that breakthroughs are everywhere. They're all around us. And sometimes we take breakthroughs for granted. Everything we see and do, everything we touch, is a function of a series of compounding innovations that created a new normal for us. They don't always have to be complex. They can be really simple, actually. It doesn't always have to be a new digital innovation, but it typically is a function of a series of compounding innovations that have gone before that created something that we use today. I can't think of anything more simple than something we probably all did today, something that resonates with all of us, something somebody's probably doing right now that was a breakthrough at one point in time. A simple cup of coffee. All of us take for granted every day drinking a cup of coffee, something that we probably rely on just to function. But that simple cup of coffee actually started because farmers working really, really hard in their fields noticed that goats eating berries got a little bit, shall we say, wired when they ate some certain berries. They took notice, they looked at these berries and they said, we're really tired. These berries make the goats happy and make the goats have a lot of energy. I wonder what we could do with this. Fast forward, they turned it into a drink that they used, and it became an instant hit. Word got around that there was this magical drink that could help you when you're working, keep you awake, give you a little spark of energy. That ushered in international commerce. Ethiopia, where these berries began, isn't exactly right next door. That ushered in the challenges around logistics and commerce and trade. This simple berry that started from very humble beginnings is now something that's become a fixture in all of our kitchens. And the innovations aren't slowing down. These are just some examples of some of the different machines that you can use. Percolators, Nespressos, the pour over, all of these different innovations. This is what my kitchen counter looks like right now. There's something for everyone. We've got a drip machine for my mom when she comes to visit. We've got an espresso for my husband and I. We've got a little frother that was supposed to be for me, but it's actually for my kids because it makes really great hot chocolate. And who has time to froth milk in the morning and put it on their coffee? And all of this innovation, we haven't even left my home yet. But you probably wouldn't be surprised to hear that despite all of this coffee innovation that's going on in my home, you know where I get most of my coffee from? You got it. and the innovations keep coming. They've built a business around it, but they're also the way that they're using digital has challenged the way that we all think about digital and the way that we think about interaction and customer interactions and engagement. I'll give you another example, something you probably don't think a whole lot about, but boy, do we appreciate it. The toilet. The toilet is another breakthrough. There's a whole industry around creating new innovations around the toilet to convince us about things that we need. There's even gold toilets. But what began as a humble beginning has now become the center of the next breakthrough. The Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation has created a mission of connecting the challenge of sanitation to create clean drinking water for underdeveloped countries. There's 4.5 billion people that don't have access to something that we take for granted every day, that's just become a fabric of our life. And it's not about just coming up with a solution. It's also about having it be cost effective and something that can be very easily transplanted and picked up and retrofitted into a city that looks like this. Another thing that we take for granted, that's a series of breakthroughs. All of the infrastructure and everything that we have around us. At the center of breakthroughs is a theme. It's the binding effect that creates and drives breakthroughs are humans. Humans with conviction. Humans with a spirit. Humans that believe that the way things are now, it can be better, and that we can push beyond the limits of what we know today. It's October in Chicago, and so that always makes me think of one thing, marathon season. Did anybody here run the marathon? You want to stand up so we can give you a big round of applause? Anyone? I can't see because of the lights. No one? We have no marathon runners here. I don't believe it. I think you're just shy. Well, I'm a runner, and I believe that the marathon provides a great example of the key ingredients that are required to create a breakthrough, to create your own breakthrough. Conviction. The self-belief that you can do it, that you can make anything happen. You have to feel it in your bones, and you know what I'm talking about when you feel that feeling, and you don't just have an idea and just think about it, but you really feel it. You can just feel it in your bones. The discipline, because nothing great just happens by accident. You need a framework. You need a structure. You need a routine. A routine builds discipline. And a support system to help clear your path, to help keep you accountable, and to help pick you up, because you can't go it alone. Running is interesting because it appears to be a very individual sport, but actually when you peel back the layers of it, it really isn't. What's the first thing that you do when you sign up for a race? Most people sign up and they immediately go to Facebook and make it official. I just registered. There's a share button. It's to hold yourself accountable. It's to begin the process of telling other people that I'm going to do something that I believe I can do, but I'm just not sure how I'm going to get there, but I've got 18 weeks to figure it out. You get the plan, and you train, and you build a muscle, and you build discipline. Now, my last marathon was in 2012, and I did it after I had my second baby. Any excuse to put these guys in a presentation, I look for. I build presentations around where can I use the baby pictures again. They're not this little anymore. They're 7 and 10 now. But in 2012, when I had PJ, Paul, my husband, and I were just overjoyed that we had another healthy, happy baby boy. We were so grateful for that. But quickly, my attention started to turn back to myself, and I started to get another conviction. We knew we were done having kids. I had a strong conviction about getting back into these skinny jeans. It's the truth. So I used the marathon as a forcing function to get fit and to get healthy and to get back to where I wanted to get. But before I could cross that mile marker at 26.2, I had to cross that line in my head that said, you can do this. And I had to remove my limiting beliefs around, I'm a mom of 2. I have a full-time job. I'm never going to find time to train. I'm going to have to change my eating habits. I'm not going to be able to drink red wine anymore. I'm not going to be fun. I'm not going to be able to go out anymore and hang out with my friends. I'm not an athlete. I run like a truck. But despite all those thoughts, I did it. I signed up. My conviction to be healthy was stronger than those limiting beliefs. I had a framework, my 18-week Hal Higdon plan that took me from 0 to 26.2 miles in 18 short weeks. I had my support system, my husband, who said, we're going to make our whole life revolve around your schedule. And he, despite sometimes when I wanted to sleep in, would nudge me to remind me to do that long run on a Sunday morning. And I'm proud to say that my whole family completed our 3rd marathon that year. And even though I was the one running, they were the ones that made it possible. And so another thing that runners like to do, we like to keep our medals. This is my medal rack in my basement. This isn't about ego. We don't keep these around to fuel our ego. We actually keep them to keep us humble, to remind us of what we're capable of, and that the only limits are the ones that we put in our head, and to remind us of the work that's required to get there, and to remind us of the people and the support system that got us there. Because you can't do anything great alone. Another great example is a name that we probably all just heard for the first time, Ulid Kipji, who ran the marathon, the first sub-2-hour marathon. That's 26.2 miles by foot in 1 hour, 59 minutes, and 40 seconds. I'm not going to tell you my time. That's not what we're here to talk about. But his personal conviction set a new bar. His support system, his training program, and I love, when I read it this weekend, I literally thought, we got to talk about this today. It couldn't be more poignant. When I read it this weekend, he said this quote, "Now that I've done it, I'm expecting more people to do it after me." And that's what breakthroughs are all about. It's about other people showing us and setting new bars. He changed our perception about what we previously thought was possible. The undeniable truth behind a breakthrough is that they're almost always done by small groups of people, small groups of humans working in relative obscurity. Sometimes you don't see them, but they're creating moments of progression that build on each other, all to prove what humanity is capable of. Today, we're going to hear from such an amazing group of people. It's truly, truly an impressive lineup. And in their talks today, I want you to pay attention. You're going to hear a theme. You're going to hear a pattern. And there's 3 things that all of their stories have in common: origins, obstacles, and opportunities. At the root of it, every breakthrough goes through this cycle. There's an origin, a series of obstacles, and there's opportunities. Sometimes you have to break down before you can break through. And it's how you handle those obstacles that creates opportunities. So these people and organizations aren't alone. At Solstice, we've actually had our own breakthrough as well. We're a group of people that are passionate and always dreaming and always working hard to create a better way to serve our clients as well as our employees, to create the best place for them to work. Our origin actually began here in Chicago 2 decades ago. So proud to say that. And over the last 2 decades, we've matured our business and we've adapted to the changes. A lot of those changes have been fueled by advances in technology. About 4 years ago, we became part of a global business called Kin + Carta. We joined a group of specialism businesses across the globe and became part of it. Many of you who are clients and friends noticed that our identity changed. We added Kin + Carta below our logo. This was to acknowledge that Kin + Carta is really at our foundation. And what started as a vision and a dream and a plan has now become a breakthrough. In the consulting business, we believe there's a better way. We saw a gap in going from strategy to actions to outcomes. We saw a gap in our business. We saw silos. And we didn't think that traditional consulting models were addressing the needs of the clients. So, as a global organization, we're now situated to help our clients across advisory, design, engineering, data, and experience all across the globe to break down the silos and help our clients. So today I'm proud to announce that in January, you will see the name Solstice go away and we will become Kin + Carta officially, as an acknowledgement of all of the breadth, depth, and new opportunity that we can bring to our clients and serve our clients with. So nothing will change immediately. We still do the same things we'll always do. You can still count on us for those things. But now, in a more connected way, we can now bring you more breadth, depth, and opportunity to serve your hardest business challenges. And you can actually see that today, how we operate. If you haven't seen it already, on the big screen in the back, or I guess front of the house, is a visual representation of just how we work around the globe. You can see all of the different interactions and conversations happening across our business. While our business is a consulting model, that is our business model, we're not organized like one. We are a connective. And this visual representation of how we communicate, all of our Slack interactions across our different specialism businesses, shows you how we work to break down silos and we connect the right people with the right ideas so that we can bring that in to our clients. So your due today, your homework today, is to really connect. What can you find today that fuels your conviction that you already have? What experiences can you see today in some of the demos? What people can you meet that also share your conviction, that can give you ideas, or actually think differently than you, that can also fuel your ideas? Really connect with people. Learn what tech frameworks, what processes, what are being used to build the discipline and the muscle that are going to be needed to create the routines to help turn your conviction into a reality. Because without conviction, without discipline, and without support, your breakthrough will be left to rely on luck.